Hi, everyone. My name's Allison. Welcome to Ancient Oak Psychic Arts, where we are with a very special guest today, Mrs. Kim Rogers from Rogershood Apothecary. She's here to talk about parasites. I love this topic. She's here to talk about parasites, parasite cleanses, mold cleanses, and lymphatic cleanses. Welcome, Kim. I'm going to go ahead and read
Hi.
your bio
Okay, great.
because I know that you are really into this. You're just the perfect person to have on. So, Kim Rogers is a wellness professional with over 20 years of experience in Western medicine, dedicated to advancing medical knowledge and improving patient care. Her career includes authoring medical publications, contributing to national certification tests, and serving on medical advisory boards. After facing her own health challenges and with endometriosis, Lyme disease, and mold poisoning, Kim sought holistic solutions, eventually founding Rogershood Apothecary in 2021. She created viral Parasite Cleanse Kit, which gained widespread attention on TikTok and Instagram, earning her the title Worm Queen. Kim now empowers others to advocate for their health through her products and personal healing journey. Welcome, Kim. So lovely to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
I love it. And for everyone, just full disclosure, I am currently taking her parasite cleanse. I'm on day 13. It's a 30-day cleanse. And I have props. We also have it here. So I will be showing you as we go because Kim's going to talk about it. So, can you tell us a little bit about your inspirational health journey?
Yeah, well, first off, don't anybody be afraid when you hear parasite cleanse because it's a gentle one. I made sure it was really gentle because of my own personal experience, and that's what made me decide to create my own product was I went through a really tough cleanse the first few cleanses because I didn't know a whole lot about it. And I had found out that I was infested with flukes, roundworm, cryptosporidium parvium, and pinworms, which is also threadworms. And so I really wanted to make it an easy, gentle cleanse so my husband would do it, honestly, because, it's a guy and it has to be simplified and you have to make it so that he'll take it. And so I made it as easy as possible.
Oh, he's lucky to have you.
I'm really lucky to have him. He's actually more of an herbalist than I am. He's been in herbs and his mom's an OG of herbs. So they're really into that. And I come from Western medicine. So I just really understand the body and how it processes herbs or synthetic driven medications. And so it really is kind of a cool bridge to be able to assist people with herbs and help them where our bodies actually break down the herbs and understand how to utilize these herbs where synthetic drugs it's not as easy for our bodies to understand that and can actually cause more inflammation or problems, which is what happened to me. So I really just want people to kind of utilize both, right? That their own advocacy of this, and that's really kind of what started this for me.
Well, I love that. I love that because I know that you had your own health issues. And I
Yeah.
just want to read this also. I'm going to read a disclaimer before we get going too. The content of this video is for informational purposes only and is not intended to substitute professional medical advice, diagnose, or treatment. Statements made within this video have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. I just want to say that because I always
Mhm.
read a disclaimer when I do my live tarot readings. So I want to make sure I definitely read a disclaimer here. This is not medical advice. She's talking about her own personal experience. And I am also going to be talking a little bit about my own
Mhm.
personal experience because I'm on the cleanse right now. And I think it's phenomenal. It's working,
That's
which
awesome.
is
I
why
love
I
it.
want to have you on, and it's a
Mhm.
natural product.
It's natural, it's gentle, it's effective. I used herbs that our bodies have never even had in before in our lifetime, maybe our ancestors, because that's really where I learned a lot of this is I did a lot of meditating and a lot of mushrooms when I was on my own healing journey about 5 years ago. I mean, it's really not that long ago that I was circling the drain in the Hood area. That's where my Mrs. Rogers Hood came from. I lived in Hoodsport, Washington, and my husband and I basically sold our whole life. He worked in Bellevue and I worked in Tacoma. I ran 25 healthcare colleges and I was a professor and I loved what I was doing, but I really got so sick. There wasn't an option for me anymore than to just leave. And my husband was my caretaker. And so we went out there to build our own log home. And in the process, I was like, well, I'm out here. I should figure out what's wrong with me. And I couldn't get any assistance from doctors. And we moved to Washington because they have some good alternative doctors here. But I still couldn't get the assistance that I needed. And they kind of just abandoned me. So I guess in a way, it's kind of like a breakup here where I'm like, all right. So, like when you break up with someone and then you get that like body and you're like, look at me. All right. Well, that's what I'm doing to my
Right.
health with Big Pharma.
Good
Okay.
for you. Good for
Western
you. Well, it's
medicine.
definitely taken off because I've talked to
Mhm.
random people that I meet, strangers, and when I bring it up, they say, "Oh yeah, I have it. I'm
Yeah.
taking it." I mean, just
Hmm.
like people at the grocery store. So, I mean,
Yep.
it is really popular.
It
You know,
is.
people are doing it. And tell everybody, why do you want to take it during the full moon? What's the benefit
Well,
of that? Is that an old wives' tale or is this real?
well, it's kind of both.
Okay.
So, a French folklore is where I found out you should start it 3 days prior to the full moon because that's when they start to dislodge themselves in your body. They're not just in our gut, they're actually in our blood, our tissue, and our muscle. And if you think about one way that you can get them, which is eating raw meat, it's in you're eating meat, right? You're eating that animal. And so it's in their blood, their tissue, and their muscle, and they can burrow into ours as well. So when there's a full moon, 3 days prior to the full moon, they start to dislodge themselves in your body. And the French actually did this. And so they eat a lot of schistomiasis. They eat a lot of snails, which has schistomiasin, which is a freshwater snail driven parasite. And they eat that. And so they know they need to deworm their bodies because they eat snails that have them. And so 3 days prior, they found is the most effective. And then over the full moon, because your serotonin is at a higher level during the full moon. And so it's like the serotonin river. They get to just hop on that, eat your serotonin, make you feel crappy, make you feel crazy, and start to kind of make new communities in your body because it flows freely in your body during the full moon. And that's why they say people are kind of cuckoo during the full moon because your chemicals are changing and you have a parasite that's eating it. So it's just making you nuts and they can control your mind. So,
I love it. That's crazy. Any
mhm.
vitamin supplements that you should take while that's going on, or will that feed the worm, the parasites?
Well, I mean, they can absorb 90% of the nutrients that we take on a daily, including supplements and medications. But it is good to kind of take things like reishi, in our case, red artist, because it helps your nervous system. So it'll help calm it down, or just do the Parify kit for sure over the full moon. And that is, you'll target more of them. That's kind of why they say to do that. And I just take it when I know I'm out of control. I'll just take it.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm going to show people the kit because this is we've got Gutty, if you want to talk about that. So we've
Okay.
got Gutty, we've got the Fulvic soak, and we've got, I'm just going to hold this up because I'm not going to take it out.
Okay.
How it comes to you. We've got Parify. I don't know if you can see it, if it's going to be in
You
focus.
can see it. It's a little out of focus, but
Okay. And this is going to be the Sustain, the Metal Flush, and Cinnabon.
Mhm.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about that? You want to start with the Getty?
Yeah, let's start with Gutty.
Okay.
So, Gutty is a mucoid plaque cleanse. You have plaque in your colon just like you have it in your heart, right? And in your organs up on the top of your body. You also have it at the bottom of your body, which is like a glue, or it's black and yucky and it has oil and they like to live there because you're feeding them and they get to just be stuck and then they can absorb everything. So, that's what Gutty helps push the mucoid plaque out. It creates like a pressure washer inside of your intestines, and your intestines can be up to 22 feet long. So you drink the gutty, and the gutty kind of goes in and like pressure washes all the way down. It has psyllium husk, chia seeds, charcoal, coconut activated charcoal, as well as bentonite clay. Bentonite clay and charcoal are binders, so they're negative charged, which will pull positive charged toxins all the way out. So you drink it, it goes down, it starts to create like a pressure washer or the car wash all the way down, and then it pushes it out more so that you have a clearer colon and less things to cause issues when you start doing the Parafy kit.
Okay. Well, it's good to know. It almost seems like you want to also add a coffee enema to that too.
Yeah, you
I
can
know people,
absolutely
yeah, I
do
know
that.
sometimes people don't want to talk about that. I've been doing them for years. I swear,
Yep.
actually for 40 years. I swear,
Wow.
yeah, I swear by them. I think it's the greatest thing in the world for people.
So does my best friend Sam Bruno, who's also co-host with my podcast, What's Eating You, because she does them daily. She swears by them. She said that they changed. She's been doing them 13 years.
Yeah.
And she actually talks about them. She's one of the few. I call her the coffee enema queen because she really gets you jazzed up. You want to do them when you talk with
Yeah.
her. Water enemas and coffee enemas
Yeah.
are her jam. That's
It's
cool. I
great
can't wait for
stuff.
you to
I
meet
can't
her.
wait
She's
to,
so
yeah, I want to
great.
watch her.
Yeah, she's
Love
so
it.
good. She loves them. That's
I
her
love
fave,
it.
man. Yeah.
And then the next part is the fulvic soak. Now
hmm
this is awesome. I did it once. So I'm still doing it because I'm 13 days into the cleanse. Can you tell everybody about the fulvic soak? Because this
So
is cool.
it is cool, man. I
Yeah.
had them come out of my feet. So I had them swim out of my feet. I had two worms swim out of my feet because of fulvic. So you have 125,000 pores in the bottom of your feet. And so it makes them feel like their area is inhospitable and they want to try and get out as fast as they can. And so they can swim out of parts of your body, your skin. And so the fulvic is fulvic humic minerals, and your skin is your biggest organ, but it's also a great place for you to absorb nutrients. And so it's absorbing inside of your body and creating an inhospitable environment for heavy metals and for parasites to be in.
Now, do you see large parasites come out? Because I mean, you look at the size of a pore. So what are you actually going to see coming out?
Well, I did. I saw large parasites. I saw thread worms come out of mine that swam.
Okay. Now, did they come
Yeah.
out of your feet or was it a
hmm
full body soak? Your
No,
feet?
I've never done a full body,
Oh, you
funny enough.
haven't. Okay.
No, I've only done my feet. I've never been in an environment that had a tub. When I started this
I think
journey,
that's
I
so
lived in a
interesting.
travel trailer while building my log home with my husband. So I didn't have a bathtub. And then when we moved to Seattle, because we live in Seattle downtown, the water is not great and I don't have a filter on my bathtub. So I won't use the water here because it's contaminated.
Yes, I could only imagine. No, I'm in Florida. It's same thing.
Yep, I think
Yeah,
so. From all the places that I've,
toxic.
yeah, the amount of the levels that are in our water in our country are really sad. Like it's pretty sad that we don't test for parasites or nematodes, and we definitely don't treat for them.
Yeah. So what kind of water do you use then when you do the foot soak? I'm just curious. Like, is it alkaline or just filtered water?
Distilled or filtered.
Okay.
Yeah, just making sure that it's not straight from the tap. And if it is, then you have a filter system on your house.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, no, this is great. And then I think you even see heavy metals float out too, don't you?
hmm
Yeah.
Yep. So there's like a shimmer that'll happen at the top, and Fulvic helps pull out heavy metals.
Wild. It's wild.
It's so wild. This is definitely also not where I came from in life. The amount of like, oh, it's a good thing I like to study and research because honestly, I do, but this is
It's
definitely not.
fascinating. I know
hmm
it's not really like, dinner conversation, but it's absolutely fascinating when you start looking at what's going on inside our bodies. This is the
Yeah,
knowledge that's kind of been hidden from us, you know? We deworm our dogs every month,
right.
but we don't do anything to ourselves. And I
And we can
saw
have the
some,
same one as them. Sorry.
right. No, I was going to say, and I saw some of the videos that were posted on your site of people showing what's in salmon.
Yeah.
These worms that are in salmon, like, and I mean, I love Costco, but the worms that were in the salmon at Costco, I saw that one woman that did that video and I was just horrified. I
It's
don't know if I
terrible.
can eat salmon again.
I can never eat salmon again. I'm so bummed. Salmon is my favorite. I used to cook a mean salmon on the barbecue like 2 to 3 times a week.
I
And then I
love
ate sushi 2 or 3 times a week. So it was really disheartening to me. And yeah, I mean, I can't do it either. They say that 1 square inch of salmon can hold 10,000 parasite eggs. And
it.
I live in Seattle, right? So I'll go down to, I've interviewed the people at Pike where
Yeah.
they throw the fish.
Yeah, I love it there. Yep.
And they looked at me like, what do you mean you don't know that there's parasites and worms inside of the fish? That's natural. Literally, they walked up to me. They're like, this is natural. What's your problem? And I'm like, well, have you ever dewormed? And they looked at me like, what's that? And I'm all, well, I mean, you're
Right.
eating it. Like you're eating it, you know? So I just think that we've just been indoctrinated to a point in our lives where we just don't think that that can happen to us and we just don't understand it. But other countries cleanse, other countries
Yeah, they do.
take dewormers. Other countries know this is a thing from their water and their food. And, you can catch it from raw produce because you don't know how it's been prepared. I soak all my produce. I don't eat raw produce out. It is a really fast way of getting a parasite when you're out in other countries. I mean, even in our own country, I don't eat any raw produce ever, and you can get it from pork. RFK Jr. has neurocysticercoma, which is a brain tapeworm, and the physical part of it is dead, but it's still left in his brain and ate some of his brain because it's a thing.
That's
And then you
yeah,
have,
it is.
yeah,
You can take X-rays or
mhm,
MRIs or however they're doing it, and you can actually see it. I've heard other people say that they've been diagnosed with it.
yep. It's just
Not,
a tapeworm of the brain from eating undercooked pork, fish, or beef.
I don't
Silence.
want to be a vegetarian. I get a lot of benefits
It's
from
just as
red
bad
meat,
because
but
it's just
right,
as bad, Allison,
right.
because raw produce. If you're gonna go out and you're gonna eat a salad, literally, Jeremy was eating a salad. I was like, don't be doing that, Jeremy. You know better. And a freaking earwig climbed
Oh,
out of and they're like, I emailed them and I was like, hey, my name is Kim. And I'm like, the worm queen. I talk about bugs and food. And my husband had an earwig crawl right out of your guys' salad at Sweetgreens. And he was not happy about it. But what are you going to do? Like, it's natural.
right.
This is the way our society operates. This is the way Mother Earth operates. We just didn't know that we should be cleansing our bodies. We just didn't know that this could be the root cause of a lot of chronic illnesses and autoimmune diseases like it is. It's a root cause. You start to go in and you remove the parasites and you start to look at the environmental toxins. And I think that that's where we're at in societies. We're in a medical awakening. You're realizing that what you thought you knew about medical is nothing like what you had learned in your life throughout the time that you've been here. And so, if you stop and you think that environmental toxins like mold, which is like in 60% of our homes and businesses, the toxic mold, you also are, eating parasites unintentionally. But we've never been told we should be cleansing and we should be doing these modalities and we should be assisting our bodies to remove these environmental toxins that are creating autoimmune disease because your body's fighting against a foreign invader. That's what's happening. That's what an autoimmune disease is it's your body fighting against itself, like basically attacking itself because it doesn't know any different.
Yeah, even the animals, I think they know to
Mhm.
do a type of parasite cleanse because doesn't the bear, after he eats salmon, eat hawthorn berries?
Yeah, and think about the bear is eating better salmon than us, Allison.
That's
Is
fresh.
out there in the fresh water. It's eating it really raw. And he knows at the end of the day, or she knows at the end of the day, she's got to go eat those hawthorn berries. And that's what makes it expel the tapeworm out of its bum. And I do a ton of those videos. And it's so funny you said that because I'm like, does anyone ever read my descriptions when I write? And they eat better fish than us.
They do. It's really
Mhm.
amazing to see that it's almost like this veil has been lifted. And I think
Mhm.
more and more people are open to doing the parasite cleanses, men and women, and they do want it easy. And this is
Mhm.
incredibly easy and it actually tastes good. I
Oh,
mean,
yay.
yeah, I don't have a problem
I
with it.
think so
I
too.
actually like it.
I
I
think
just
it
get
tastes
up,
real
I take
good.
it first thing in the morning. I count out my 15 drops and then I add a little bit of water to it, which I hope
Hmm.
that's what I'm supposed to do. And then
Yep.
I just down it and
Perfect.
that's it. I wait 30 minutes and then I have some coffee. I do have coffee on this. I
That's
have
okay.
to say, yeah, but I don't do the
No,
dairy. So I got some
that's good.
espresso so I can just do straight black coffee, which is a little rough for me. I like
Well,
to
why
have
don't
my
you look
dairy.
at something like forage or look at an alternative dairy like an almond milk but make sure you look on the back of it and it doesn't say a bunch of seed oils, that it only is like oats and distilled water. Or I like Forager, that's the company that I use, and they literally are just oats and distilled water. There is no
I'll have to
extra
look.
that they put in there because like you can go on a whole deep dive when it comes to oat milk, and they put oil in it to stretch it,
Mm,
and so you don't want to go to a
no.
plant-based milk and then it actually is worse than dairy. But do your best. Like that is one thing that this year I'm focusing more of my time on, is to show people other ways that you can eat while parasite cleansing, because I chose the strictest diet. I chose the Candida diet. And that is like no meat, no sugar, no carbs, no alcohol, like no. But like, you're doing your best. You just eat the best that you can a couple of times a week if you can. Like really it's about getting the herbs in your body and they're going to work whether you're eating great or you're eating like trash. You're still getting those herbs in. It's a tincture, so it's readily available. It doesn't have to fight with your stomach. It's literally getting into your bloodstream immediately because it's absorbing immediately into your mouth. And
Yeah.
so that's why I chose a tincture via pill. We all have pill fatigue. I have pill fatigue. Sometimes, depending on like what cycle of supplement world I'm in, I'll take up to like 26 pills and it's just exhausting. And I'm like, I would rather just grab a tincture, put it in my mouth, and be done for the day.
I agree with you on that. And I like the fact that it doesn't taste like alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
At least to me, it doesn't. And I almost feel like it's absorbing through my gums.
Mm-hmm.
And
It is.
then, then you start getting paranoid. You start thinking, okay, are there going to be parasites in my gums? Because they're
Could
everywhere.
be. They could
Right.
be.
It could be in
Right.
your
I pulled
gums,
them out.
on your tongue. It could be like in your
Mm-hmm.
cheek, because it
Mm-hmm.
gets into all your tissues and sinus cavity
Mm-hmm.
everywhere.
You can actually use Parafy in your Navage or a neti pot. You can do like
Oh,
2 to 3
interesting.
drops inside and then rinse it, because this is also a really great absorber, because it's such thin skin and tissue and muscle inside of it that you can actually absorb deeper. And for you, I think it would be good for you to do that because there are up in your lymphatic system, and this is an immediate entrance into your lymphatic system.
So just the Parafy
You
is
can do
going to do it.
Parafy with a neti pot.
But not with the metal flush or with the sustain, just the
I would just do Parafy. Yeah, I
interesting.
would just put
I'm gonna do it
two to
tonight.
like 2 to 3 drops in your neti pot and do Parafy that way. Or in the Navage, we have Navages that are electric. You put them up and it does it all for you, and then it shoots it down. So Jeremy will put a couple of drops in that water, the salt, and then let it go because they're herbs. So whether you take them on skin, so what's on your hand, you could actually make a castor oil and put the Parafy with Sustain and mix it up and put it on your hand. If you have a breakout, like I have a breakout right now, I put Parafy on that breakout because it's going to pull the toxins out of the skin here, because that's something trying to get out of my face. And so I had them come out of my skin. So I had to research as many things as I could because I was very infested. I was very, very sick.
Wow. You look phenomenal. You
Thanks.
really
I've
do.
worked
I
hard.
saw some before and after photos and you just look phenomenal. What a journey,
Yeah,
you know?
4 years.
That's
It hasn't even been that long. I looked at my husband, I go, buckle up because I want to know what's wrong with me. When I find out what's wrong with me, I didn't think in a million years I would go this viral or be worldwide or even start a business. We have a 10,000 square foot manufacturing facility that we make all of our own products, that we run ourselves. We built it ourselves because my husband and I are builders, and we run it ourselves. Like me and my best friend Erica, she's in Jonesboro, and so we run it in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and then I do this on the other side of the company. We met on TikTok. I went very viral, and it's kind of funny because I went so viral, but I've never been in the mainstream media world. And I had 10.5 million people view one of my videos. And in 2 hours, 1 million people watched that video. I used to
But
have 50 million people watch my account on TikTok a
that's
month.
incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's such great information and it's
Mm-hmm.
real.
Yeah.
I mean, you can feel the authenticity when you talk. And
Oh.
what you're talking about, it's real,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see your journey. I mean, you're
Yeah.
documenting it, which is incredible. A lot of people, they don't do that, or they do it in such a way where it's just narrowly focused on one thing,
Mm-hmm.
but yours is very broad, and you have the education behind you.
Yeah.
The medical history, that really helps.
I was excited when I went viral over this because some of my
Should be.
friends went viral on something they didn't even know. And they're like, well, that was like a one and done. I started going viral on July 18th of 21. And I was like, oh my God, I can talk about this. I deep dove into this because this is definitely not the worlds that I came from in Western medicine. And so, but I wrote curriculum and I was a professor and I love to educate people. So I just look at this as like my classroom. I'm coming in, I'm teaching people about their bodies that you guys should have learned. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you should have learned this. Like, we should have this in like high school. People should learn anatomy and physiology so they understand nutrients and they understand that parasites are a real thing and that other countries do cleanse. They call it multiple different things than just cleansing. You've got Mexico, you can go into their pharmacy and buy antiparasitics from them directly for like $7. By
Right.
the way, their $7 pill is like 900 here, just because we've gone and gotten antiparasitics from Mexico. We've also had them given to us here in the States, and it's just ridiculous. You've got places like Jamaica, they do a monthly cleanse called the Bush, and it's a tea that they drink every month, and they actually laugh at you if you don't do it because they're like, you're going to get worms. Like this is a thing. It's just not a thing in Western medicine countries.
Is it like
And that
cilantro, their tea, the bush? Is
Well, no, cilantro is in metal flush because that's a heavy metal herb. That's what we use for our heavy metal herb is cilantro. Nope, it's like its own. It's called the bush, and
interesting.
it's
Okay.
it looks very similar to wormwood, but it's a little different. But it's a bitters. And I went on a couple cruises, so I would always ask all of the people on the cruise. I'm like looking at where they live. You ever dewormed? And they're looking at me like, yeah, haven't you? I go, well, I come from America and this is not a thing.
No, not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
I'm
Not,
close. I'm close,
yeah.
man. I'm on a few people's podcasts that are a little more wellness mainstream, like Dr. Axe, and I'll be going on Turning Point, and Gary Brecka has my kit. So, like, it's there. It's just, I think people have to get more familiar with the understanding that one, we were lied to, that we couldn't get them. And even though you might be the healthiest in the world and you might be on the biggest wellness journey of your life, you probably still have parasites. And if you've never
Absolutely.
tackled them, this is a thing that you still could have an issue with. And why not just cleanse 3 to 4 times a year and kind of get the environmental toxins that we're all exposed to on a daily basis that we don't even realize that we're exposed to. You would never even guess how much is in our water system. And you're showering in it, you're brushing your teeth with it, you're traveling and you're using other people's water. So you're exposed to it. And why not make your body inhospitable so that if you did happen to eat them or drink them or shower in them, that they're like, I don't want to be in this girl. This girl is annoying. I don't want to live in her. I'm out. Like, why not kind of make your body so that you're more structured and able to kind of resist these environmental toxins?
I totally agree. And how about, let's say you've got a family of four, or just
Hmm.
it's just a couple. Shouldn't everybody in the home do the cleanse at the same time? That way, I don't know if parasites can jump from person to
Yes.
person, especially if you sleep in the same bed. You would think that just that in your breath, or if somebody coughs. Yeah.
Yes. 100%. You all share the same microbiome in your household, including your animals. If you're deworming your dogs, you should be deworming yourself, and you do have the same parasite as the dog. It's not like all of a sudden this parasite's like, well, that's a dog. They don't care. You're the perfect host as a human. You are sedentary, you're sad a lot, you don't move, you don't eat right, and they're telling you what to eat. So, of course, that dog parasite's going to hop on over to you. I had the same parasite as my dog, and my dog died of parasites. So, I had that parasite. My dogs all had them. We did not deworm our dogs regularly. And I remember a few times my dogs got sick in the house and I cleaned it up and I did my best to wash my hands. I did my best
Sure.
to not wear shoes in the house. But, like, come on, like, the likelihood that I caught that from that moment is big. You're outside, you're grounding, your dog pooped there, they go into the soil, it rained, you wouldn't know it, you stepped in that, and now you've got hookworm. And it's not uncommon. They don't allow dogs on beaches specifically because they poop there and then they can't dig that up. Hookworm is prevalent in beach areas.
That's a
The-
really good point because I don't think a lot of people know that that's one of the
no,
reasons why they don't allow dogs on the beach.
yeah,
They
because
just
not
think people are
everybody
being
take,
strict just to be
right.
strict. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it has everything to do with the fact that they poop and that dogs have parasites. Animals have parasites. It's not unusual for animals or us to have worms. It's just unusual to us right now because this knowledge is new to people. This isn't something that we grew up learning about in this society that we're in with Western medicine. However, this is not unusual for life in general. They are doing a job. Parasites and worms are decomposers. So there is something in your body that's needing to be broken down. And so there's like a terrain theory where people think that, you have to have them to absorb the heavy metals and the viruses and the bacteria. But my theory is that if you're absorbing all of those things, but then you take something like pumpkin seeds or pineapple juice that's an antiparasitic and it disrupts them, where do you think everything they're absorbing is going? When you kill them off, it's going directly into your bloodstream. So you're not being responsible, in my mind, by using herbs that help remove those as well. So that's why it's so important that if you are going on an anti-parasitic journey and doing cleansing, that you do it right.
Right.
Because you can drop more problems into your body if you don't follow through with, oh, I might have heavy metals chilling inside of a parasite that I have in my body because they can hold 6 to 8 times their weight in spores, heavy metals, bacteria, and viruses. So it might be smart for me to use an herb that will help with that. And that's why I'm so adamant about my kit because I know everything that dropped in my body and I don't really want that to happen to someone else.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people that tried to do cleanses and they did it incorrectly. They didn't follow the
Hmm.
right protocol and they actually ended up in the emergency room. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, but it's just because
Right.
there was like a big release of toxins and they
Hmm.
weren't prepared for it, and that's why I know I just want to hold this up. This is the Cinnabon. This is
Hmm.
the binder that you were talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I made it. I ended up in the hospital. I ended up in the emergency room because I didn't cleanse right. I took Paragard, it really disrupted my microbiome. I didn't know I had Epstein-Barr virus, which was being hidden inside of roundworm that I had. I didn't know that I had heavy metals that dumped in my body. I mean, I got sicker. My husband got sicker.
Mhm.
And I learned all of this because it's not like there's some guide out there that they're wanting to share with you. I learned it from my comments. I studied what people were saying in my comments. I come from this world, so it's not that uncommon for someone like myself that's in Western medicine and holds 2 healthcare degrees to research even more. But I did it personally and I have that professional backing, so it kind of all made sense to me. But that's why I created this thing, man, because you can get really sick.
It's great. What do you think of zeolite?
I
Because for
think
a heavy
zeolite
metal
is really
detox,
good.
can you
I
take
think
it
that,
along with the
mhm.
kit or
Sure.
no? Okay.
Yeah, I did PBX. That's one of the things that I've done in the past, which is a zeolite, which is a heavy metal. It's not an anti-parasitic, even though a lot of people do say, oh, PBX is an anti-parasitic, but it's not. All it's doing is releasing the heavy metals that's weighting them down. And so, of course, you're going to see parasites when you remove the weight,
Right.
right? Heavy metals weight them down. There's no longer heavy metals, so they're floating out. But while they're floating out, they're laying eggs. So,
Mm.
what are you going to do to clean up those eggs on the way out? And that's why we use black walnut hull.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of these things are, oh, your practitioner should follow you because they don't have this good of an explanation. They don't have someone that's running the company and the inventor of the kit going on every podcast possible, going on every social media account possible, whether you use my kit or you don't. Everything I do is free except for my kit. And I did that because I don't want you to hurt yourself, you know?
Yeah, no, oh my God, you have the best information available. I went through,
Mhm.
especially the Parasite books,
Oh my gosh,
the
right?
worm identification. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. It's like 350 pages each,
Yep.
700 pages, a lot of
Mhm.
photos of what the parasites look like. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Aren't there thousands of parasites?
Yes, there's thousands of parasites, and I have over 20,000 pictures. Those were just the best pictures that
Oh my
I
God.
could identify and hand out. Or, I mean, people will, I tried to not put baby diapers. I mean, I can't even tell you
Oh,
how,
wow.
I just can't even tell you like the people that come and work with me because we have 30 employees and like 10 of them are in social media with me. The first thing I say is, I hope this doesn't bother you because if it does, you don't want to work with us.
Right?
There's a lot.
I could just, I know I'm looking every day to see if I see something. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not going to pick through my own poo. I'm not that motivated yet, but I'm looking to see if I see anything. And I think I
Mhm.
saw liver fluke, but I'm not
Okay.
sure because I'm new at the whole worm identification, right? To be able
Hmm.
to look at your own stool and see if that's something that's in there. But
Right.
I have seen, like I was telling you before we went live, I blew my nose and I saw what looked like a capsule come out, a small capsule. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, is that an egg sac?
Yep.
That freaked me out.
Well, it is.
So
I'm
I
sorry,
will
friend. It is.
definitely, yes, yuck. So I am definitely, I do have like sinus drip, and I noticed that when I eat, while I'm doing this cleanse, my nose will run right
Mhm.
afterwards. So I'm definitely going to be getting my neti pot, and I'm going to be putting the Parafy in it, and I'm going to do a flush, and I'm going to see what happens. This is just going to be part of like this full body flush. I can't wait. I'm really
I'm
excited by
excited.
this. I
Yeah,
think this
I'm
is the coolest
glad.
thing ever. I just, that's why I want to
It's
get into that, share it with everybody.
Right? It's so cool. The
Yeah,
thing is you're doing it yourself. So not only are you empowering yourself, because you're empowering yourself to
right,
get more knowledge, you're removing some of these toxins that are causing you to have brain fog. They're damaging your pineal gland. Like you're trying to clean all of this out so you can be
right.
more intuitive, so that you can really connect more with source, so that you have a better idea of what you're doing intuitively. That is really what the Parafy Kit is about when it comes to the spiritual world of what we're doing. When you have all these toxins weighing you down, how can you ever connect? How can you really get down to understanding who you are and what you want and why you're here? Because that's really, for me, that was the bigger push for me is I know I'm here for this. I'm on a hero's journey. I know why I'm here. I know why I was saved in the woods because I was really not doing well. I know this is my purpose. And I used to meditate 6 to 8 hours a day. I did a lot of journeys. So I know that this is why I'm here, but I want everyone to know why they're here. And I feel like these environmental toxins have done that damage to us where we don't trust ourselves. And that's such a sad thing that you have to go through life not trusting yourself or feeling like yourself. And that's because of them. It really is their own frequency. They vibrate at their own level and they'll bring you down in your frequency, making you sad. And that's the whole purpose. They don't want to be discovered. They're stealthy, they know how to hide, they know what to do. And so they're so smart that if you have anemia, you really need to do a cleanse specifically because they can mimic the side of a vein, absorbing all of your iron. They just know how to do this. They know how to not get caught.
Oh,
And
that's
so
amazing.
They've been here longer than us. They'll be here longer than us. But what we can do as a society is just know we need to continue to cleanse our bodies of these environmental toxins and avoid it at all costs, but not change who we are as like a human. Like I still enjoy this
Right.
life we have. I do like an 80-20 rule. So I really feel like that's important when you are hearing this podcast or you are looking into me. I'm not saying that your whole life needs to stop, even on the diet. I'm just giving you guides. I'm just giving you an idea. Like, you don't have to follow it. You can just kind of go rogue if you want and just take the herbs. It's really about what's going to suit you best because we've been indoctrinated so heavily by Western medicine, telling us this black and white way about our bodies, and that honestly is not the truth. So,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I had a shamanic ceremony about I'd say, I don't know, maybe about a week before I did your cleanse. I had a Bufo
mm,
experience. And so I decided to go ahead and do that. I don't know if you know what that is.
no,
It's where you
but I
have a
want to know.
DMT experience, but you're talking about the
Okay.
pineal gland.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and did something like that. Uh, that was kind of like a preparatory for
Yeah.
me coming in and doing the parasite cleanse. And then it was like everything just kind of lined up.
Hmm.
Um, but I agree. I think that it's just going to help lighten the body. And I feel like it already is for me. I feel that there's a die-off that goes on, and I'm
Hmm.
experiencing that right now. But for me, at least, because I know everybody's different, I don't really feel like it's all that bad
Yeah.
now. Now, ask me in a week, maybe, but
Yeah.
right now, I don't feel it, and I think it's because I am doing the sustain. Uh,
Right.
that's definitely helping. And I take my vitamins, and I am following your protocol. The only
Hmm.
thing that I'm doing different is I'm doing my coffee.
Yeah, that's
I
okay.
have to have my coffee.
It's okay.
I can't cut that. But I
The
don't do
mental part
sugar,
of
so
not
I'm
having the
okay.
coffee. Yeah, yeah, totally.
I
That
did have
mental
to.
part of not having it is the harder part, I think, than just doing it when you need to do it, you know?
Yeah, and then I did have to say no chocolate because I do
Okay.
use a chocolate protein shake. And so I was reaching for that and I went, oh my God, no chocolate. Okay. So I put that way up on the top shelf. But I'm personally trying to do it as strict as possible because I want the best results I can get.
Yeah,
If I'm going to do it, I want to do it right, you know?
totally.
So
Your
I'm really
second
happy.
one might be rough, Allison. Your second one, usually the second one is harder than the first one because you've put them on alert and now you're kind of coming in and cleaning out the juveniles that they laid. So they're a little bit more feisty. It's kind of how mine was and a few other people's, but it really isn't bad. I see it as like, do you want to live like this for a while or do you just want to suck it up for 30 days,
Right.
60 days, you know? And that's kind of how I went through mine because mine was not good. I did not have good experience with cleansing.
Not even the first one. They were
No.
all okay.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
first few, like my probably after about 7 months, that's when I started having good ones. But I also was being pelted by it, the water, and um, I was still recovering from a lot of health issues that I was having. So it was like a perfect storm. I quit smoking, I quit drinking. Like I quit doing benzodiazepine that I had been on for 22 years. When I say I went on a journey, I did everything different. I just could not
Sounds
be
like
that person anymore. I was not happy. I was not feeling good about who I was, and I was so sick and declining so rapidly. I didn't poop for a month, and that really took a toll on
wow.
me. Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's dangerous, actually.
Very.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's what got me into like I already did mushrooms and stuff before, but that's really like my husband paused our log home build and grew me my own psilocybin so that I could
Nice.
have clean mushrooms that I would take on a daily. And I'm like, listen, if anything, I know that some mushrooms help you go to the bathroom. So I'll have a trip and I'll go to the bathroom at the same time. Let's do this.
It's a 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus, you have that spiritual connection.
Yep.
So, whatever the universe wants to tell you, you're going to get those downloads,
Mm-hmm.
and especially Washington mushrooms. They're the
Yeah.
best.
They're
Yeah.
the best. And
It's
look
been a
what the
while for me, but it's the best.
oh, so good. Look at the download I got, right? Like I
Right.
remember a couple of times I'm like, why am I hearing this word cleanse? I would do these meditative walks and I would take a little bit of mushrooms and I would do the walks and I was thinking cabbage cleanse because like my mom would do cabbage cleanse soup and I'm like, oh, is that what it is? Like, is that what I need to do? And I would be like, I don't know. So I just keep walking and then one day I saw this worm on this video my husband was making because we were teaching people how to build a log home and grow mushrooms. That was my whole account before I became Worm Queen. And it was there, and I was like, why are there so many worms everywhere? And then it just kept coming up everywhere I went, worms. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, what am I supposed to be learning from this?
And hence the worm queen. Here you are.
I know, man. I didn't want to be the worm lady. Like someone asked me how you got crowned that, and I go, "Well, I didn't come up with the name. Actually, my followers on TikTok came up with the name, but originally it was the Worm Queen." And I was like, I don't really like the DA in front of it, but I was like, I don't want to be known as Worm Lady because you would see in the comments, Worm Lady, Worm Lady. Like, I don't want to be Worm Lady.
I love it. I know. Worm Queenie. I love it. Yeah, Worm Queen.
It's
I
so
love
good.
it. I think it's great
Yeah.
because it's so much good information. And I know, so you said, so I am going to do the second cleanse and I need to have 7 days in between.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
7 days between.
All right. Because I know, I think a lot of people, once they get started, they might want to do that second cleanse when they see what's going to come
Hmm.
out of them. Because,
Yep.
yeah, if there's something there, you are going to have to do a second, maybe even a third round. And it has
Hmm.
nothing to do with the quality of the product because this is definitely quality. It's top notch, especially the way you deliver it. That's for sure. But it's just the
Mm,
way, it's the rotation of the body when it's going to be the adults, the juveniles, and the
right.
eggs. Yeah, just the way the natural progression is. And does each worm have its own life cycle or are they all the same?
Yes. They all have different life cycles. So when I say 7 days, that's because that's a life cycle of a most common worm, like pinworm and roundworm. They have a 7 day to 21 day life cycle. So if you just get in there around 7 days after, you can kind of create that environment that makes it inhospitable for them to keep their life cycle at that. So you can't take too much of the herbs, to be honest with you. The reason why I did 30 days is because it takes 21 days to make or break a habit mentally. And so I wanted people to use the kit. I didn't want people to go, oh my God, 90 days. I don't think I can do that because they can't.
That's a
A lot
lot.
of times
Yeah.
it's hard. So I really wanted a realistic number for people, and 30 days seems like people can really commit to a month. And if you want to continue, you can. If you don't, then do it 3 to 4 times a year. You can do a kit called Support Kit that's in between our cleanses. It has sustain, immune, and recover. It's a supportive kit. We're going to have a lymphatic kit that comes out in May. We're really excited about it.
Yeah, you have to
You
tell us
can do
about that.
that. Oh, it's going to be so good. So it's actually to help move your lymphatic system, but it's also for people that have Lyme. So I used Lyme herbs and also people that have like neurological anxiety and mental health issues. I used lion's mane, cat's claw, which helps repair DNA that's been damaged, which we all know we all have those issues.
Right.
Skull cap, which helps with anxiety and protect against neurological disorders. And then I also so it has two new tinctures in it. I created that so that we could have some protection of our brain. And then I also created the lymph tincture, which has turkey tail in it. And that helps break down scar tissue and any destruction that's been in your body because of things like tumors, endometriosis. And then I put in sarsaparilla to just really help balance out any immune issues you have. You can have your immune system is heightened or lowered, so it really helps balance that out. And you can do that with the Parasite kit, or you can do it prior to the Parasite kit. It really is just getting more herbs into your body to kind of help fight this. You have to support your organs while you're doing in a killing phase. So when you're detoxing, you're in a killing phase. And so if you can go into a supportive role as well as a killing role, you're going to have a more successful cleanse.
I love it. And is there something like I know we have the fulvic bath for this one. Is there something for
Mhm.
the lymphatic that is there like some type of a bath that we should take
No,
where it draws out any toxins or
still Fulvic. Fulvic
okay.
is the go-to for everything. It
Okay.
really is such a, and it, there aren't a lot of companies that have Fulvic soaks. I think that it's so
I
underutilized.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I was like, what? I take the tincture of it, you know?
Hmm.
That's what I've been doing along with iodine to make sure I get that in my system. And when I saw this as a soak, I was like, oh my God, I have to try this. So
Hmm.
can you do it also? Like, let's say you want to take a salt bath, because that's really
Hmm.
good for you, a magnesium bath. You can put this in with it and it won't affect
Yep.
it.
Yep, you can do it all if you like. You can do them separately. They're all absorbing, they're all creating a hospitable environment for them to stay in. And it's also giving you nutrients that maybe eating them is just not working for you. It's just another form of transportation into your body.
Okay. I love it. Oh my God, I love it. And let's see, what else did I want to go over here? So what do you how would people know if they had parasites? I mean, I think, we're talking, I think everybody has them and so do you,
Mhm.
but what would be some signs on people's bodies or skin or internal for them to know that they might have parasites?
Grinding of the teeth, craving sugar and salt, eating after 7 p.m. because they're nocturnal, having insomnia, skin issues like eczema and psoriasis.
I
I can't wait for you to put some Parafine on that with a little castor oil and
can't wait.
some
I didn't
red light.
know,
Do you have a
otherwise I
red
would have
light?
done it. Yeah.
Red light that thing, man. I use red light every day. Oh, is it painful?
It was. I've
Okay,
gotten to the point where since I started doing the cleanse, it's slowly going away.
nice.
But yeah, but no, it was really painful. Like I'd scratch and it would break open and bleed. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? It was just really annoying. But I've got the red light therapy mask, and then I have a red
Put
light
it on
therapy,
your hand.
I have a belt so I can do that.
Oh,
Can I
put
do
it
the
on your hand.
abdomen? Okay.
Yeah. Put it, I'm going to show you what this one little girl that we we sent two kits to what it looks like. But yeah, use the belt and the mask. I usually will put the mask on and then I'll do that and then I'll set it on my hands because I don't, I mean, they're all, it's all red light. So it all
Right.
has the same thing. I'm looking for her picture because made a I just made a video about it and she had eczema to a point where they put on steroids and so she got steroid withdrawal and it was really
Oh,
bad. It was really bad. Okay, here. Okay. Done. Look at her legs.
oh, and they're swollen too from it.
Yeah. Oh, I'll show you her face, this little girl.
Wow.
Then her mom sent me this. That's two kits,
Oh,
2 months
such a difference.
on our kit.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What came out? Did they tell you like what it was? Like which ones were causing it? Okay.
No, they
I'm
didn't. They
always
didn't.
curious.
Me
I
too.
find it fascinating. I
Me too. I'll ask her. I'll ask her if she saw anything come out. But
just
I think
curious.
it's just the pinworm, threadworm, because they really are super. They're not as deep in, and they can cause breathing issues. They can cause you to have shortness of breath and also mold. I know we were going to chat a little bit about mold on this podcast, but mold can be causing skin issues. My eyes swelled shut. So once I removed the parasites in 21 to 22, I took a pause a year after I did I did it for a full year. And then I took a pause. And when I took that pause, my eyes swelled shut. And I
Oh,
was like, and my hair fell out. I lost half my hair. And I was like, what's going on? And it's because I was living in mold. And mold and parasites live harmoniously together. They actually live within each other. So spores live inside of the parasite. And then when you drop them, like You kill them, they drop those spores, and what you see on the wall is pollinating also in your body. So when you see mold on the wall, that's what the inside of your body looks like when you've been exposed to mold or live in mold. It colonizes just like that. And it lives in our bad cholesterol. It lives in our cholesterol. It likes that sticky, because it's a spore, right? It's floating and then it collects and then it sits and then it colonizes. And so a lot of people that have skin issues have parasite and mold issues.
Yay.
But it's all like fixable. Like
It
you
is.
literally, it's all
That's
fixable.
that's the plan. I'm going to do these
Yep.
quizzes for let's see, two, maybe three times with the
Yeah.
Verify, and then maybe the next one is the mold, but I definitely want the
Yes.
lymphatic.
Yes.
It's just all going to happen. Yeah.
This
It's
is a life journey.
here.
This is a lifestyle you're switching into, and we're making it as easy as possible. The best way to do it is to ease in with herbs, and then you do some IVs and you do red light and you do castor oil, and you just slowly start to create this environment for yourself that you can rely on herbs, and that, Western medicine is here to save our life when needed, but it's not here to heal us. It's not going to come in with the cape and be like, I'm here to save you. That's really not what the intention was ever about with Western medicine. But it's you as your own advocate that needs to come in and save yourself, because at the end of the day, it really is what you're going to do at the end of the day, no one else.
Exactly. I totally agree. Can you tell us a little bit about the mold cleanse? Because I know, I
Mhm.
mean, what's in it? Because I know we touched on well, we definitely talked about the parasite cleanse. We touched on the lymphatic, but can you talk about the mold? Because we've been talking
Yeah.
for a while. I want to make sure we get this in here. I love this stuff. I could talk about it all day
It's
long. Yeah.
so good. So I developed moldies because I had mold poisoning and I had to go into mold avoidance, and my brain fog was so bad. I was still running Rogershood. I was still viral, but it was like I would have to perform in a sense while I was doing the videos, and then I would get off of it and I'd be like, I have no idea what's going on, because I had so much Aspergillus niger poisoning in my body. And then I was living in my travel trailer while we were building our log home that was literally behind us. I could watch it. And my husband didn't have the same symptoms that I had because he would get to go outside and breathe fresh air where I was inside chronically ill. And so I realized how damaging it was to my body and the rashes and the hair loss. And so there's so many ways that you can cleanse mold out of your body, and it's so complicated and there's so many steps and there's not one good process. So I just took the same process that I did with the parasites and I just mimicked it, and I just use herbs that help sweep out spores in your body. Nettle will go in and it'll kill the herbs. Fennel will go in and kill the spores, and then it'll sweep them out. It'll literally extinguish them, and that's what they need. They're like a fire inside of your body. And so you just need to know what order, what herbs, and it was so much. And I'm coming from this world, and my doctors were handing it to me, and I'm like, I don't even know what you're saying because I'm so overwhelmed with brain fog, because that's what mold does to you. And so I just wanted to make it simple for people. And that's what I did. I just made it simple, but I had to get through my own mold poisoning before I could make it simple for everyone.
What happens if someone has mold in their lungs?
They just,
Will this still work and to
mhm.
eliminate that, or do they need
Yeah,
to breathe something inside to have like a direct contact with the herbs going into the lung itself?
no, because herbs go in, it's a full body.
Okay.
So it's in the bloodstream. Once you take this, it goes into the bloodstream and just basically goes to the frequencies in which it needs to go to. So it'll be like, oh, so it needs to kind of cleanse this out. And it's like sticky glue is kind of how spores are. And that's why a lot of people have a hard time breathing, because it's literally living down in there. And with parasites too, they're living together. They literally hang out together.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Hmm.
this is I'll tell you, this is good stuff. This is great information for people that are interested in learning about cleanses. They can
Yeah.
go to your YouTube channel and see more
Mhm.
about it. And for those of you watching, I have Allison's picks and I'm an affiliate for Rogershood Apothecary. And there you can click on the link, and it's going to give you a discount if you want to go and order these products. They're really phenomenal. Like I said, I'm taking them myself. I really believe in them. And I definitely see the authenticity of you and the products themselves, and just good stuff. And what would you like to tell everybody before we go? What would be like the most important thing that they need to know about the protocols or the cleanses?
Don't be afraid. Just do it. Just do it. It's
Yeah.
so easy. You're going to learn some things about yourself and you just don't be afraid. Like, just keep going because you want to advocate for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Well, thank you for coming on today. I really appreciate it. We hope to have you back
Yeah,
and talk about round two of the parasite cleanse and then the lymphatic cleanse for sure.
totally. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Well, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.